Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I actually prefer it just about as short. People who know me well know that I'm a Christian, a conservative, and a Republican in that order. You know, just a couple short weeks ago, I was humbled and honored beyond words that I could express to accept the nomination to run and serve as the next Vice President of the United States of America. And I got to tell you, when that phone call came late on a Wednesday night with my wife at our side, I said yes in a heartbeat. Because you have nominated a man for president who never quits, never backs down, who is a fighter, who is a winner, and until recently it seemed like he was doing it all by himself out there, but now we are united. This movement is united, and we're going to elect Donald Trump as the next president of the United States of America. You know, Donald Trump, those of us that see him outside the Klieg lights and outside the camera, in south of Highway 40 in Indiana, we speak pretty plainly. I mean, Donald Trump just gets it, right? I mean, he's a genuine article, right? He's a doer in a game usually reserved for talkers. And when Donald Trump does the talking, he doesn't tiptoe around those rules of political correctness that they lay in the path of men and women that stand for our principles in this nation. He's his own man. He's distinctly American. That's why he drives a lot of those people in Europe just crazy. I mean, think about it for a second. Where else would you find an independent, rugged, individualistic spirit have a following like his other than in the land of the free and the home of the brave? The funny thing is the party in power seems helpless to figure out our nominee. And the opposition and the media all have the same problem. They keep telling each other that the usual methods are going to work against them. They keep thinking done him in, something else comes up, and they say, now we got him, right? And then they turn on the television the next morning, and Donald Trump is still standing stronger than ever before and fighting for hardworking Americans to make this country great. It really is amazing. And it proceeds out of a lifetime as a builder, a lifetime working with people who work with their hands, a lifetime of dreaming and making dreams come true. It's amazing. He and I has been the lodestar. We're separated by quite a few zeros. He's never forgotten the men and women who work with their hands. But you know, his grandfather immigrated to this country just like mine. His father was a self-made man who built a business just like mine. And my dad raised me the same way his dad raised him, that you go on, you live your dreams, but then to whom much is given, much will be required. And Donald Trump has answered the call of this nation to give back, because the American dream will bear the burden to pay America's bills, and he's your voice, and he'll fight for you. And let me just say, Donald Trump believes in the boundless potential of the American people to right our ship again. And let me say, when we make Donald Trump the next president of the United States, we will make America great again. A little bit different on the other side of the ledger. I mean, it's really kind of amazing if you think about it. At the very moment when the American people are crying out for something new and different, the other party has answered with a stale agenda and the most predictable of names. You know, people in both parties are restless for change. They're ready to break free from the old patterns in Washington, D.C., and Democrats just nominated somebody who literally represents everything this country's tired of. I mean, I don't know if you saw her speech the other night. It was about a week ago. I mean, to be honest with you, I watched most of it. I had about as hard a time staying awake as her husband did. But it wasn't just that it was long and it was late, right? Okay. I mean, it was just the same old, same old. I mean, if you're paying attention to that speech that she gave, it was more taxes, more spending, more borrowing, more bailouts, and more Obamacare. In fact, if you listen carefully to Hillary Clinton, she'll tell you exactly what she thinks. She was in Omaha just the other day, and she actually said out loud, "We are going to raise taxes on the middle class." Now, apparently she accidentally spoke the truth, but she corrected herself very quickly. Said she'd misspoke. Really is amazing. Even today, I heard when she was confronted at a press conference about having mischaracterized the position of the FBI relative to her truthfulness, she actually said she may have short-circuited the story. Well, let me say this to the men and women of Iowa. For the sake of our security, for the sake of our prosperity, and for the sake of preserving the highest standards of integrity in the highest office of the land, we must decide here and now that Hillary Clinton will never become president of the United States of America. I mean, look, you listen to those speeches and they tell us this economy is the best we can do. But Donald Trump and I know it's not nearly the best we can do. It's just the best they can do. And when Donald Trump becomes president of the United States, we're going to cut taxes, balance the budget, negotiate trade deals that work for the American people, repeal Obamacare, and get this country working again. I mean, the choice could not be more clear. It's change versus the status quo in this election. Americans can elect someone who literally personifies
and
the
when
failed
Donald Trump
establishment
becomes
in
president of the
Washington,
United
D.C.
States,
It's a whole
we're going to
culture
cut
out
taxes.
there of saying one thing and doing another that's led to $19 trillion in our national debt. Or we can choose a leader, a truth teller, a man who will stand strong on the world stage and fight every day to make America great again. And let me promise you, having spent time around this good man since this adventure began for my family, there's one thing I know for sure. When Donald Trump becomes president of the United States of America, the change will be huge. You know, challenges at home seem to pale in comparison to the challenges that we face abroad. The strong, broad-shouldered leadership that Donald Trump will bring to the world stage is maybe the most important aspect of this election. 7.5 years of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton's policies have weakened America's place in the world. Terrorist attacks at home and abroad, grim and heartbreaking scenes from France, attempted coup in allies, a Middle East map that literally is unrecognizable from the day that Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton took over our foreign policy. You know, history teaches us that weakness arouses evil. Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama's foreign policy of leading from behind, moving red lines, feigning resets with Russia, and now paying ransom to terrorists sponsoring states. The rise, rule, and reign of ISIS are a testament to this truth of history. We cannot have 4 more years apologizing to our enemies and abandoning our friends. America needs to be strong for the world to be safe, and Donald Trump will lead from strength on the world stage. He will rebuild our military, stand with our allies, and Donald Trump will confront radical Islamic terrorism and destroy ISIS at its source. So let me say, it is my high honor and distinct privilege to say to you, for the sake of our soldiers who deserve a commander-in-chief who will have their back, for the sake of hardworking Americans and businesses who want a president who will get Washington, D.C. off their back, and for the sake of a Supreme Court that will never turn its back on the Constitution of the United States of America, I give you the next President of the United States of America, Donald Trump.